walked into the hostel kitchen in Vladivostok and there was a friendly old lady sitting on the table. I sat in front of her after making my instant noodles, and the next 15 minutes we had a really enjoyable connection, but she only talked Russian and I didn't talk any Russian, so how was I able to connect? I'm going to talk about a few tips that are given in this book called How to Connect Without Wi-Fi. First, about the different ways that you can connect without words, like I did in Vladivostok. And then I'm going to talk about things that you should be aware of when using words. So the things I'm going to mention are happening simultaneously, but the first thing you should start doing in any conversation is just to observe. What is the tone of voice that people are using? What's the speed of the speech? What is their body language? Is it open? Is it closed? Do they have a very sad or angry face? Or do they look really happy? This is one of my favorite things to do when I'm waiting for someone in a public area. Just to stand around and look and try to imagine what other people are feeling, because we are expressing so many things even without words. Then after this, when you notice the speed and the tone of voice and the expressions on people's face, you can start to mirror them. Not too obviously, but people tend to connect with the people that are like them. And the first way that you can do this is just by mirroring their tone of voice, mirroring their body language. And one of the examples that the author is giving is that he was called by a client, and the client was in his car and he was really stressed while the author was just quietly sitting on his desk. And just in order to get on the same level as his client, he started to walk around the room and get a little bit stressed with the aim of connecting to his client. And it worked, because first he got to his level, he was pacing, and after this he could actually start leading and he could tune down, calm down, and slowly his client would also start to change the way he was expressing himself. And I've got to say, me and this friendly lady, we were using Wi-Fi because we were using Google. And this brings up the next topic, which is when we are communicating, there's a surface layer, which are the words that we are using. And there's a depth layer, which is the experience. And what I mean by this is that when we are talking about a dog, you have a different image about this because your history and experience about dogs is different than mine. I used to be scared of dogs when I was little, so my association with them is different than yours probably. Maybe you had a very friendly dog and you love this dog, and that's why many miscommunications happen, because we think we're talking about the same thing in many cases, but very often we have a totally different view on this. Communicating in a very unspecific way can create a lot of problems. For example, when we decide that we want to collaborate together, we should first ask each other, what do you even expect or mean by collaboration? So it's very important to keep asking questions to be more specific. Another tip is to get to know the worldview of the other person. So you can, by listening to them, already find out how they experience the world. So we have visual people, conceptual or audio people, and feeling people. And we are always a mix, but one of them is probably more dominant at a certain time. The example that's given is, if you buy new jeans, do you want jeans that look good? Do you want jeans that feel good when you put them on? Or do you want jeans that are actually just very practical with a lot of pockets in them? You might also know Tony Robbins, and he has this Netflix show called I Am Not Your Guru. And I'm very, very certain that he's aware of the fact that your subconscious does not register the word no. So you should avoid using no. So no. Because when he says I am not your guru, it's automatically associated with the word guru and with him. And I also use this technique when I'm setting goals. I'm not going to say I want to watch less videos. I'm going to reframe it like I want to spend more time reading books in the evening. Because by saying I want to watch less videos, you're subconsciously still triggering this idea of videos. So for me, the main takeaway of this book was to be really specific when you're communicating, when it's important, and just to see communication as a meditation and observe the other person and be aware of how they make you feel and the other way around. Now let me ask you, what was the most important thing for you out of this video? And thanks for watching.